And we're live, and welcome to the first one of these on a Friday night from home in a hell of a long time. I think well over a month now. It's good to be back. And this is also the second live stream I've done tonight. And on tap for tonight, I've got 3 videos that I've recorded exclusively for this live stream. So feel special about that. And I'll be 2 of them I actually recorded today. And I'd like to welcome everyone into the chat. Ann's here. Sheena Roberts is here. Jeanette's here. Upstate New York Bob, Zach McNally, Mr. Hippo, Jennifer Gala. When the edibles kick in, Vivian Johnson, our one and only CEO, chomping on that Oreo cookie. Skinny Little Ape, Estelle, Guy Long Walks, Marie Palmer, Brad Palmer, live streamers extraordinaires now that they're in on the act. Jacqueline S., Devin Sullivan, Novell Koss, Bill Chow, Mr. Mountain Hiker, Yahia the Plane Spotter Guy, Thomas Brown, Todd Boothby, Harjot, Gertej, Michael Nguyen, Wesley, Fifi, Connie, Mr. Hippo, and everyone else. Anthony, Raja Patel, Sanjib. I'm done. Okay, thanks, guys. And everyone else who joins it after that. Again, welcome. It is Friday, May 19th. It is about 8:04 p.m. according to my clock. So that means the long weekend is on the way. Salazar, 279. Hi, Johnny. Having an IPA. Salazar, cheers to you. You know what, Salazar? Hi, Jessica, Nancy, and everyone else. I'm going to be having a detour Muskoka Brewery. Muskoka Brewery, yeah, I'm going to be drinking a brewery tonight, but you get the idea. I'm going to have a Muskoka Brewery detour. Thank you, Salazar. This is, I think it's 4.3%, so it's a bit on the light side, but it is a tall boy, and I do have a lot more of these in the fridge. So the weekend preceding, I think, May 24th, in Canada is a federal holiday called Victoria Day in honor of Queen Victoria. I think we're the only country in like the Commonwealth that celebrates this. I don't even think Canadians know who Queen Victoria is or what this is about. It's more commonly known as like the official or unofficial start to summer. So this is the first weekend a lot of people go up to the cottage or rent cottages, or just get in a car, train, bus, plane, whatever, and get the heck out of Dodge and enjoy some nice weather for the weekend. The 2-4 comes from the fact that cases of beer come in 24 at a time. So you would buy like a case of Molson or Labatt back in the day, or Budweiser or whatever tickled your fancy. So May 2-4, load up on 2-4s, throw them in the car, get somewhere far away, and get hammered. That's sort of what people know this holiday for. Also, it's known for fireworks. There's going to be some fireworks going off probably Sunday night and Monday night as well. Probably at Canada's Wonderland. I don't know if there's any official fireworks going on, but if you're American and you're going like, why the heck are all these hosers up north celebrating a random weekend in May for? Apparently it's for the Queen. But anyways, thank you, the old Queen. It started in 1845. JSN says, may 2/4 be with you. So cheers to everyone at home. I'll be enjoying an adult beverage. Yes, I am back on these. I had one with dinner last night as well. So cheers. Happy Friday. Happy start to the long weekend. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to this morning's live stream. I'm going to start doing that maybe once a week. Instead of just having a 9 a.m. video, I'm just going to do a morning live stream instead. I think it's a nice change of pace and it's fun. I know for people on the West Coast, it's not so good because like I started like what 9:4. When did I start today? I think 9:45 or like I don't know. I started at a time where most people on the West Coast were still asleep. I apologize for that, but I'm gonna do it once a week or so. Raja Patel says cheers. Cheers to everyone. Just a friendly reminder, don't forget to give a thumbs up. How many are we at right now? We are at 45 thumbs up. Let's get a little more going. Let's get it over 50. Novell Koss says 9:45 Eastern. Vivian Johnson says hi to Todd. Nita's cooking show. Nita, we will drop in on the Sunday night Stumble stream. I also stream on the Johnny Stumbles channel. Drop in on that stream on Sunday night and we'll pull up your channel and we'll take a look. For everyone, welcome to the stream, Nita's cooking show, and everyone else. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want notifications for these streams. Usually my streams are outside walking around. So next week, I'm hoping to do an e-bike live stream. It's been a while. And yeah, that's it. E-bike live streams, some walking live streams. Maybe we'll be back here next Friday. I don't know what my plans are next Friday. Tomorrow, I am doing some socializing, so I will not be making videos, at least not in the afternoon, evening, nighttime. And maybe Sunday, I'm going to give myself the long weekend off. I do have a video ready for tomorrow morning, and I do have one ready for Sunday morning, so we're good. Good until Monday. So for this stream, we're just going to kind of keep it casual and hang out. Feel free to ask me anything and everything. If I don't like the question, I'll just ignore it or possibly make fun of you for it. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves as well. And on that note, huge thanks to our mods. I see Estelle in the chat and Vivian Johnson, and I think there's some more. Action VJ was here. Sheena Roberts is here. Huge thanks to you guys for keeping the show running smoothly. Novell Costa's e-bike must mean you're back down to your desired weight. I am, weight gate. I gained a shitload of weight recently, and then I lost a shitload of weight thanks to COVID. I am holding steady under 170. Every morning I step on that scale, buck naked, my smart scale, and I'm holding at around 168. I got down to low 160s, which is kind of way too low, but I'm holding at around 168, and that's including with like the diet being fully back and the appetite being fully back and alcohol back in my life. So if I can just keep it under 170 and keep exercising, I think we're at a good healthy place. Marge says TMI. Hey, people asked. I said you can ask anything and everything. So like I said, I have 3 videos to play. Jelly Bean says you look great. Really, I don't need to like Botox or put filler in anything. Yeah, why would I ever want to do that? So are you in downtown? No, I'm in Midtown Toronto. So let me fire up the first video for the night. This one's going to be kind of short. I filmed a video last week when I walked through Rosedale. And then after that video, I did a walk to Canadian Tire. I had to make a key because I realized, I don't know what happened, but I only have 1 key to my apartment, which is kind of weird. Normally I have 2, but they changed the lock on my door. And when I came back from traveling, I realized that the spare set of keys, which I keep in the thing with my passport, were the keys to my old lock. I never made a second key to my new lock. So I went from Rosedale Station to Canadian Tire to make a key, and guess what? The key doesn't work. And it was like $7.99. So now I'm like, do I want to go back there and like exchange a key for $8? Is that worth the effort? Can I just go somewhere else that's going to like make me a working copy? So that's my debate. That's my biggest debate in life. Do I go make a stink about a key that doesn't work that cost me $8? Is that even worth my time? I don't know. Hopefully you never hear from me about this again. But anyways, without further ado, let's get the first video rolling. Maybe I'll shrink myself down a little bit. Hopefully the audio is okay, but this is just going north up Yonge Street. And like I said, we're going to pop into Canadian Tire, and I'm going to head down to the bottom level. Raj Patel says, I lost my fob today for my fob. Now you got to pay $150. Yeah. The fob for my building, I think they want like a $75 deposit if I want a second fob, but I can just buzz myself in on my phone. So as long as I don't lose my keys and my phone, I can always get in. Mike T promises he doesn't have my extra key. Gordon says, when a place gives you bad service, don't even go back there. I think it can happen with keys. Sometimes you make a copy of a key and it just doesn't work. But yeah, I like to have at least a second key. Bash Brannigan says, don't Korean apartments use electronic keys instead of physical keys? Most modernish ones do. You just get a keypad, which you can reset. Which I don't think my Airbnb reset that keypad because they gave me the key code like a month and a half before I checked in. Which means like everyone else who stayed there before me would know that code. But I didn't really question it. So yeah, we're heading south down the east side of Yonge Street. I'll try to pay a little bit more attention to the videos I recorded just for this stream. I recorded these videos in 4K 60, but this stream is in 1080p 30, so I actually downsampled them to 1080p 30. It's not going to make a difference. Uses slightly less system resources on my end, but I don't think it matters. Nita's cooking show says, wow, one more drink, please. Hank Bank loved Hank Blank. Sorry, love the Victoria holiday when you lived in Canada. Half the time it snowed or rained when you were camping. Where were you going? It is like the end of May, the official or the unofficial start of summer. Where were you going where it was snowing? Bousset in the house. Hello, Bousset. So yeah, first stop, Canadian Tire. Anne says, does 4K take a lot of memory on the iPhone? It takes up a lot of storage, yeah. I don't think iPhones use like the highest bit rate for 4K, so I think it's not too bad, but I've got a 64 gig iPhone and it's really not good for anything more than a few short clips. It'll just fill up in a second. But I bought that phone not for recording video. I bought it just for live streaming. And the annoying thing is on iPhones, you can't get expandable memory, right? Or you can't stick in a micro SD card. Jellybean says, crappy tire. Thanks for correcting. Nancy says, have you ever sang and danced in the rain to I'm Singing in the Rain or Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head? No. All right. Yeah, so treat this like a Q&A if you want. Thanks, Nancy, for the question. Hank says, was at Western and camping somewhere on Lake Huron. That makes sense. Bill Chow says $75 for a fob is expensive. Your building charges $50 for an extra fob. Yeah, that's what my fob looks like. That is, they want $75 deposit for a second one. Did you see the opera thing where they were taking shots at the TTC, asks Aunt Jemima. No, I did not. Anne's rocking 128 on her iPhone. I think if you're buying an iPhone to make videos, you're kind of in you're in for a world of pain in terms of transferring videos off of those things. Lightning is pathetically slow. You'd probably want to use AirDrop, which still but you're gonna want like as much capacity as you can get because you can't expand it with a memory card. Nancy says, I asked Ken the same question. Oh yeah, Ken live streamed before this. We coordinated again. He said he was going to stream from 6 to 8 tonight, so I fired this one up at 8. We've been doing that lately. Roy says you can make the fob. You can get the fobs made independently. There's a guy who does it. But if my building changes the fob, because we're in a big building, they will just swap my fob in or they'll have it reprogrammed. If the guy who makes the fob, can I reprogram that fob I had custom made? I don't know anything about collabs yet, Shiv Boleyn. Sorry about that, but I'll get on it. I do need to collab with Ken pretty soon. Yeah, he says they charge $200 if you lose the fob for his building. Devin says they want you to pay for the mega airdrop plan. Now see this, had a frost advisory this morning in Nova Scotia. Jeez. Jennifer says the ProRes is fantastic on the iPhone. It is usable on a big screen. That is cool. And just uploads directly via the YouTube app. That is not the best way to do it, Ann. That's not the best way to do it. Matt Bros is 128. Salazar ordered from Uber during COVID lockdown and ballooned to 234 pounds. Yikes. Raja Patel, thanks for the update. 192 watching, 93 likes. You know what? Let's see. What are the other options? It's only giving me 4 options. It's not letting me put title. So let's see, what music streaming service do you guys use? I'm curious because Amazon sent me like a free month trial to their like premium music service. I don't normally use music streaming services. I always just get MP3s and load them up on my phone because I'm super old school. And I've never really liked the quality of music streaming services, but Amazon gave me like their premium for a month free. And you know what? The quality is fantastic. Like, it is clearly better than Spotify premium for the same song. It is clearly better than any other streaming service. So I was like, am I nuts? Why does this sound so much better? So I Googled it and I went on Reddit and I was reading, and that is apparently a feather in Amazon's cap. Their like music streaming quality is fantastic. So I've gotten used to the app, which I don't like. It's a bit janky and clunky. But I've been playing like music on my Alexa, on my Fire Cube through the TV. It's all like, it's starting to learn. Like I've got my own custom like radio station where it's starting to learn like what I like based on what I skip. I think that's how it works. But I might keep it. I might be like an Amazon Music convert. I'm like pretty effing happy with it. And it's going to be $8.99 a month after this. No, I don't get Joe Rogan podcasts. But that's not really a big loss. Matt has YouTube Music and you have YouTube Premium as you do, Johnny, and the Amazon free service too. Yeah, I have a YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium is awesome. Papa Dot prefers to purchase his music. Sheena says Spotify is good, but the premium is expensive. Jeanette has Amazon Music. You're happy with it. I'm really happy with it. Like, I just thought it was going to be kind of like what Prime Video was like 6 years ago, just this like inferior, crappy thing to everything else. But it's actually really good. Geelong says can't cast Apple TV to your TV. That's the only thing you don't like. Novell Cost wouldn't want to waste. Oh yeah, I haven't been checking. I've got 20 gigs a month. I should be fine on my regular phone. But let's see what the poll is. 48% use YouTube or other, which I think might be Tidal. 32% use Spotify. 12% use Amazon and 8% use Apple. I should have specified if you're using like free, and a lot of people are like sharing with people, so they're just piggybacking on others. But whatever, I'm just curious what you guys are using. Lisa says I'm on a family plan with some friends, keeps it to like $4 a month. That is pretty sweet. All right. Did I already go in Canadian Tire? Did we miss that whole thing where I went in Canadian Tire and went down and got the key made that didn't work? I wasn't paying attention to my own video. I guess we did. Oops. Devin says you did. I have no idea, Estelle, about anything with that Apple stuff. Nigel says Amazon plus Sonos. Awesome. Robbie K says, have you noticed Toronto rent prices are starting to fall or not? House prices in London and St. Mary's have slightly dipped. The housing market here has slightly dipped, but I don't pay close enough attention to rental prices, but I think we're all still, for lack of a better word, fucked in that department. I don't think there is going to be a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, at least not until we get rid of Airbnb and that type of thing, until the housing supply comes back. Could you please do some North Scarborough biking videos? I did one last year, but sure, I could probably do some more. And Jemima says I should do a Brantford walk. You know, if I'm ever out that way, I would absolutely do one. Matt Bros mostly listens to his own purchased music on his Mac Air and iPhone. More than you stream. You have over 400 CDs and 6,000 songs. That's a lot. That's a big collection. Sunjib uses Spotify and YouTube. Salazar says London, Ontario is getting expensive. All right. Maybe it's... How many people have responded to this poll? We're at 82 votes. Should I let it get up to 100? And we have over 200 viewers for a home stream on Friday night. Thank you, guys. Lisa says they're increasing Go service to Niagara starting this weekend. Yes, I was reading about that, and apparently there's going to be an increase in weekday service as well. So it looks like they're... I don't know why the provincial government hates the TTC, but they have no problem throwing money at Go Transit. Like, it's a good thing that Go is getting funding and Go is getting built out and it's expanding. We need more viable options to get around the province, but the fact that they're like suffocating the TTC by giving them nothing, it's just appalling. But yeah, it's pretty awesome that that the Go service is actually getting some love and getting some funding and some increased service. Jellybean says the Gin Blossoms are coming to Fallsview in September. The second band I ever saw live, well, the second headlining band I ever saw live, back in May of 1996. Hey, we're at 94 votes, 6 more votes, and I will end this Forsaken poll, and maybe we can start a new one. Lisa says, and the St. Catherine station is reopening. Yeah, I read they're opening 2 stops, right? Minizine, yeah, I read about that on Reddit. There was a post just saying if you're like in or around Pacific Mall, get the hell out. Apparently, like, there was a robbery and there were shots fired. That's pretty scary. And Jemima says the premier hates Mississauga and Brampton. They're letting Mississauga succeed from Peel, though, right? Devin says dizzying shot of that crane. 99 votes. One more vote. It looks like YouTube and other. I wonder what other is. But thanks for voting, guys. YouTube / other, Spotify, Amazon, Apple in that order. Minizine saw that on Reddit too. Yeah, I think Reddit is just like the best place to get current news and current events on Toronto. Just is. Hell, BlogTO and like Narcity go there and comb it for stories all the time. And Jemima says Peel will be no more in 2025. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Lowell. Lowell? I'm going to say Lowell. Welcome, Lowell Bales. Bill Chow is the 105th like. Gordon says Narcity is a funny publication. Hey, at least Narcity, when they made a story on me, or a story on one of my videos, they reached out to me and they asked for permission to like use my video, and they said they would credit me, and I was like, cool, thanks for doing that thing a certain other media outlet didn't do. So I have no problem with Narcity. At least, like, I don't have a personal problem with Narcity. Let me turn that weather off. That's kind of annoying. You all know it's 18 degrees outside. MHAD Zone. About the poll, I use Apple Music because their implementation of Atmos is superior to Spotify, and use AirPods Max. Interesting. I was not aware of that. I do know that Amazon is superior in the overall sound quality department, but if they're better at Atmos, that makes sense. Lisa says media outlet is super generous. Bash Brannigan says, does BlogTO use professional writers? They do because they're paid, but I don't think... You know, the people I worked with at BlogTO, like, they've interviewed me a few times. They've always been super friendly. They've always been professional. They didn't give me any vibes at all that they're, like, doing a hack job. So I actually have nothing bad to say about BlogTO, to be honest with you. JSN, $5. Today I learned there's no Rabbas in the East End. Really? What? That is crazy, but thank you. This says, celebrate the first super chat from JSN. I don't know how we celebrate the first super chat. I'm trying to click it, but JSN, thank you for your first ever super chat. I don't know if that's on this channel or first ever, but thank you for the $5. I was unaware there's
no Rabbas in the East End.
There's no Rabbas in the East End. Rabbas are, it's kind of like more than a convenience store, but not quite a small grocery store. They have some produce and they have fresh meat, but they also have incredibly expensive shit. Like, you pay a premium for Rabba, but they're also like really conveniently located. But I'm surprised. It's a cool concept. It's been around. There used to be a Rabba in there still is a Rabba in Port Credit in the 90s. That was the first Rabba I ever went to. Lisa says the editor at BlogTO is a good dude. Lowell says, Johnny, did you have a nice trip in Asia? I did. I came back with COVID, but overall it was a nice trip. El Trifico says, come back to Eglinton East, Johnny. The new McD's is open and it's terrible. Where on Eglinton East is that? Is that the one? Because McDonald's was at Mount Pleasant and Eglinton. Not Mount Pleasant, Bayview and Eglinton East that was closed to make way for the LRT. Is that the one you're referring to? Favorite between Bloor Street East or Bloor Street West? Bloor Street East is so small. Bloor Street West cuts through so many neighborhoods. And if we're going to stick to downtown only, Bloor Street West still has like Yorkville, the Annex. I like Bloor Street East, but no, that's not even a close comparison. Roger says second brew time, Johnny. Mr. Hippo says there's one around the corner from me. There is a Rabba around the corner from me? I don't even know. Lowell is from Long Island. Pine Soul, happy Friday. Johnny Strides in chat. Thank you, Pine Soul. Bash Brannigan, have you checked out the current mask wearing policies in Japan? No, but I'm planning on going in August. I'm also planning on some shorter trips. I don't know if I'm going to do Colombia just yet. Something I wanted to do. I don't know, but I'm definitely getting on a big trip in August to Japan. Mr. Hippo was talking about McDonald's. Oh, yeah, the McDonald's at Eglinton and Yonge just reopened after some renovations. It's a terrible, terrible McDonald's. It's very, very small. The Burger King next door, unfortunately, closed a while ago. But yeah, I noticed it's reopened. It re-showed up on like my Uber Eats as like an order option. So in a minute, I'm going to fire up video number 2. Video number 2, I recorded after this morning's live stream. So this morning I went out and did a live stream and I stuck to the east end of downtown. And then I just kind of chilled at Scotia Plaza for a while. I just found a comfortable seat and thought like, what am I going to do? And then I decided to record a video from there going up to College Park. But I didn't take Yonge Street the whole way. Lowell says, oh my, you should watch only in Japan. I watched Corey May. He's cool. He does some live streams. He's got over 90,000 subscribers too. Pretty cool channel. I watch Virtual Japan. I watch some of the Japanese channels. Rambolic, unfortunately, stepped away from his channel. He had like possibly the biggest, most successful Japanese walking YouTube channel. Very, very sad. I meant to ask, when you were in Korea, did you see people play Jongi? I don't think I did. Ali BHG says, Alina McLeod is back in Canada. The first Pizza Nova is opened at Candy and Lawrence in Scarborough 60 years. She learned earlier this week. Lisa's neighbor is in Japan right now. I hope in August someone's going to say, hey, my neighbor is in Japan right now. Same neighbor that was in my video. All right, let's get video. Okay, I'm going to try to say this name.
Have an amazing weekend. Get some gorgeous drinks. Tropical drink.
Jane Jarin. Did I get that right? Jane Jarin? Like the D is kind of blends into the J. I'm trying my best, but holy shitballs. $22. Have an amazing weekend. Get some gorgeous drinks. Does this count as a... I guess you're telling me to get some cocktails, which... Not really a cocktail kind of guy, but I suppose I could do it. But anyways, Jane Jarin, I hope I'm getting that right. Thank you so much for the $22 super chat. Cheers to you. I hope you have an awesome, awesome long weekend. I hope you buy a Lotto Max ticket and win. How's that for wishing you, unless I just encouraged you to have a dangerous habit of spending money on lotto tickets. Either way, thank you. I wish you well. Tokyo Explorer has a good channel. He does mostly live streams in the suburbs. Awesome, Mike T. Nigel says, could you do some Toronto Chinatown restaurant reviews, please? I don't think I'm going to be any good at reviewing food. I don't know. It's like, I'm like, it's good, or meh. Like that's my take on most food. But let's get video number 2 going. So this video, I started from the bathroom. Yep, I said it. I went to the washroom at Scotia Plaza in the food court, and that's where I started. Jane says, no problem, dude. Thank you again, Jane. Good luck winning the lotto or whatever it is. Just make a wish, and I hope it comes true. Thank you. So here we go. I just came out of the bathroom and I fired up my camera. This is a very freshly renovated food court at Scotia Plaza. And then I just headed on over to street level and I went for a little walk and I made my way up to College Park. And that's when I started recording a video that I think is going to be on Sunday on the channel. And then the last video tonight will be a streetcar ride. Lisa says YouTuber and Genie. Mr. Hippo was here today. On the path, no, I just posted a path video a few days ago. That was actually the last video I posted, and I've done 2 live streams since then. Minizine says, Fanchy Smanchy. Schmancy. You know what? The KFC in this food court is gone, and the Wendy's in this food court is gone. No KFC, no Wendy's. How about that? Those were like the 2 places I went to when I went to this food court. Don't ask me how I don't have a cholesterol level like through the roof. Jane says, and you pronounced it right. It's the D is silent. Thank you, Jane. I got it right. Jane Jarin.
Happy Victoria Day weekend. Shiz from the US.
Upstate New York Bob, $5. Happy Victoria Day weekend. Cheers from the US. Cheers to you, Upstate New York Bob. Thank you for that so much. You've been a very valued member of the community since you joined. I think maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I think you first popped in, and you've been here ever since. So thank you so much to Bob up in upstate New York. Raja Patel worked at Scotia Plaza, 43rd floor, doing in the tax sector. Yeah, he says, Johnny, are you going to come and check out Doors Open at the Danforth Garage and McCowan on Saturday the 27th? I don't know, Yahia. I haven't worked any of that out, but it seems like something that might be worth checking out. I'm going to just pick like a few spots for Doors Open. Last year, I tried to go hog wild and cover way too much, and it was a dumb idea. I'm going to try to just do a few this year. Hi, Johnny. Do you know any place in Toronto to eat Argentinian food? I've seen Argentinian like steakhouses. There's a strong South American presence on St. Clair West. I would try looking that up. Goth Kiss says, hi, Johnny. How are you? I am well, Goth Kiss. Just reading some of your messages. Just make sure you can record there before making the trek. Yeah, some places don't allow recording for Doors Open, but they do post all their policies online, which is good. Nancy Mattis says, how about that? Happy Victoria Day party. Speaking of Victoria Day, how appropriate is it that we are about to go north up Victoria Street? Not quite Victoria Day, but it's the Victoria Day long weekend. And it just occurred to me that I'm going to be going up Victoria Street, which might actually be named after the same Victoria, right? Does anyone know where does our Victoria Street get its name from? I don't know. Salazar's grandfather worked on the 64th floor at Scotiabank Plaza. I used to get a pretty good view right into some of those floors from where I worked in First Canadian Place. Who are you hoping wins the mayoral race? Olivia Chow? She's not my first pick. We're going to have to see how the polling shapes up. There's a few other candidates I like better. But if one of the candidates I don't like is polling strong, I will vote for Olivia Chow just because she's better than a lot of the other options. Yeah, I'm being strategic about it. I think a lot of people are kind of taking that approach, but there's a few candidates that just have better plans for the city, better housing plans. Olivia doesn't. She's a little more pie in the sky with some of her plans, but she is a much, much better fit than, say, Mr. Saunders and some of those other doofuses. So she might be. I don't know. I'm not going to say who my first pick is right now, but it might start with the B. It might not. I don't know. El Terrifico says the usual pop and coffee. Many years ago, security read me the riot act when you're photographing, picture taking indoor bank architecture. They in Scotia Plaza, if you go into that older section that is still a functional bank, they will tell you to get the F out of there. They did that to me. Lisa says, really? March says Bradford? No, not Bradford. Bradford kind of started off promising in his career, and he's turned into like a spiny little weasel. I don't know how else to put it, but no. I'm not talking politics or the mayor debate right now. But, yeah. Not a fan of Bradford anymore. I think he's pandering too much to a crowd that wasn't his original crowd. Paranormal Witness Girl, any tips or tricks for people who are dealing with COVID like me right now? I'm miserable. How long does this shit last? Ride it out, drink a lot, listen to your body, sleep when it's tired. I don't know. I've had COVID a few times, but I think it's one of those things that it's different for everybody. If it's actually giving you real trouble, talk to a doctor. I don't know. I'm not the man to be telling people anything about how to deal with an infectious disease. Sorry about that. Where is your favorite area in Toronto? Overall favorites, probably that Koreatown Annex stretch of Bloor West. Jane Jarin says, talk to you later, guys. Have a safe and happy weekend. You too, Jane. Hope you're living it up tonight, and thank you for that super chat earlier. As well as Upstate New York Bob and the others who sent support. Thank you, guys. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, like when I had COVID, when I came back from Amsterdam, it was like the worst throat pain of my life. It felt like someone was shoving like a jagged piece of glass into my throat for like a week, and everything just tasted metallic-y, and it was awful. This time it just felt like I had super fatigue, and I mean, I don't know, I got over it pretty quick. Both times I tested positive, and within days that line was pretty thin and I tested negative. So I don't know, just keep testing yourself, ride it out, and you'll know when it's time to go outside when you feel better. I'm just reading some of your messages now. Novelcost says, geez, that first COVID was 10 times worse than his. I think it's just one of those things. It's kind of like a potluck. Some people get it and they're like, that was nothing. And other people get it and they feel like they're on their deathbed. I don't know. I'm just glad I got over it really quickly last time and it wasn't too bad. But yeah, don't take advice from me. Don't listen to me for anything health related. So we are going north up Victoria Street here. That's what we're doing. And this was recorded earlier today. Bash Brannigan, have you ever used a foreign hospital on your travels? No, but when I lived in Korea, I did use a foreign. I woke up one night in a foreign hospital because I had pretty bad acid reflux, but I also like chugged a bottle of wine and ate incredibly spicy food, and probably had alcohol poisoning. I woke up on like an IV just getting hydrated, and I was like terrified at how expensive it was going to cost, and it cost me like $20. So I was like, hey, cool. I woke up, I was like, there's no one around me. I was like, can I just like unhook this shit and go? And that's what I did, and I paid them on my way out, so that was pretty cool. But that's the only time I've ever really used a foreign hospital. Upstate New York Bob enjoys seeing the older buildings on my walks. Love the architecture. Oh yeah, Alley BHG, I did. I had a crash off my bike and I like split my head open. That was just a trip to the Emerge though. They just did like a CAT scan, stitched me up. They x-rayed my finger, which was broken. That was like a very efficient in and out experience. And not only, I had like, when you live in Korea, they force you to get really good health insurance and your like employer kind of pays for it. So everything was like almost free. It's like not a public model, but it's a very, very good like private coverage model. Beck says, I saw Tyson Fury calling out John Jones. No way that fight ever happens. That is such a stupid thing to do. If they fight in an MMA cage, John Jones wins 100 times out of 100. If they fight in a boxing ring, Tyson Fury wins 100 out of 100. That's just the end of that. Period. If they have no rules, John Jones wins like maybe 80 times out of 100. Unless Fury knocks him out, there's no way a boxer is going to fight someone who is like a grappler and who can wrestle and do BJJ. Oh well. It's silly. They're both going to utterly destroy the other person on their home turf. But I saw that. There was some back and forth. And then Tyson Fury was talking smack about... Well, I can't say what he called Joe Rogan, but it's very non-PC. I would get canceled if I said the words that he said. But I thought it was funny that he said those things about Joe Rogan. Sapand TTC Explorers here. Hello, Sapand. And that on the left is an old theater, the old Cannon Theater, the Ed Mervish Theater, I guess you could call it now. As I am heading north. Or is that the Elgin and Winter Garden? I was not paying attention to where we are. Did he call him a see you next Tuesday? Lisa, just go to MMAjunkie.com if you want to see details of the mudslinging, but it's pretty funny. We're going north here up the east side of Victoria Street. And if it weren't for the streetcar tracks, I think of all the streets in Toronto that could like be a dead ringer for New York City, this is the one that has like the most New York City vibe, at least to me. There might be a few stretches of other streets. There's parts of like Richmond Street and Adelaide Street that definitely feel New Yorkish, but this one I think, or maybe New York is the one that looks like Victoria Street. Yeah, let's turn the tables on that. Let's stop comparing ourselves to them. They should be comparing to us. All right, Jeanette, have a good night. Thank you for dropping in and for all your support. And thank you for tuning into the live stream this morning. Oh, we're at France, so that would have been the Elgin in Winter Garden I walked by earlier. And there is Massey Hall on the left. No, MMA is not fixed. I have no doubt some fights have been fixed, but it's not fixed. Miss Meow Meow. Hi, everyone. Watching from Scotland, UK. Where in Scotland do you hail from? I believe that's how they would ask you. My mum was born in Scotland. M-U-M. Lisa says, I expected something a little more colorful, but that's a solid diss. And now you know why I can't use those words on the stream. Little too... I'm not very politically correct, but I know that if you're outside of your close circle of friends, there's certain words you don't use. Some of those words were uttered by Mr. Fury. There is the Mervish Theater on the left. I can't believe I got that wrong earlier. Shiblin says, AK is in San Francisco now and just visited the Golden Gate Bridge. Yes, and I super chatted him when he was there. I sent him a super. I was watching part of his stream. Ken had a stream going. But, you know, Toronto kind of been there, done that, seen that. So I threw AK stream up on the big screen and I was watching that just because, like, I've never seen a live stream from San Francisco before. And he had a spectacularly clear view of the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, I was pretty jealous of that. So good stuff, Action Kid. Yeah, so check out his channel if you're interested in some more West Coast USA stuff. So he's done with his 1 million days in Hawaii, and now he's in San Francisco. Roger says, where's Henry? Sleeping from a 10-hour stream. Yeah, Henry is a nice guy, but he's a streaming machine. How many flyer balls does Action Kid have? I don't know. Devin watched AK this morning climbing the mountain trail in Hawaii. Said he might go to Alcatraz. San Francisco needs a Batman, AK new candidate. All right, so that's enough fun with Victoria Street. You all know where I'm going now. I'm going to make a left and head into D Square. Gaby says AK's Hawaii stuff was excellent. Hawaii does look excellent, but it is absolutely terrifying from like a financial point of view. Like the cost of the flight and everything there is so expensive. Like even a basic hotel, just going out, just going to a restaurant. Like even if I were rich, I would still kind of cringe at the thought of going to Hawaii just because I'm naturally a cheapskate. Miss Meow Meow says you're from Edinburgh. I probably said that wrong, but thanks for joining the chat. Naughty Brown, another regular in the chat, is from Scotland. And I think we have a few other viewers from Scotland as well. Julian MD, I moved to Toronto near St. Lawrence Market very recently, and I see that it's a very safe city. Do you agree, or does it depend on the neighborhood? No, I agree. Most of the city overall is quite safe. If you venture a little bit north around Sherbourne, Queen, Sherbourne, Dundas, Sherbourne, you might feel a little unsafe in those neighborhoods. Most of those people are harmless. But I mean, that's still a walk in the park compared to like a rough area in the US. So yeah, I agree. Toronto is very, very safe on average. And the stats show it. And thankfully we haven't had like a really tragic freak incident in quite a while. It's good that those have not resurfaced. Johnny, have you ever filmed a bike ride down the Dawn Bike Trail? It's pretty nice. I've done many. I did one on Canada Day a few years ago, and I might be doing one on Canada Day this year as well. I don't know, but I definitely need to go visit the Dawn Trail. Thanks for the reminder. Do you drink beer? I think I do. Beck says auto thefts in the city are outrageous though, and bike thefts. Yeah. No two ways about that. Gaby says Sherburne is a little sketch for me as a single female. Yeah, I don't blame you one bit. Like, I can sit here and say it's safe, and I've never had a bad encounter or even walking by, like, what looks like a really sketchy scene. I've never felt the least bit unsafe, but I can't be in your shoes. If someone else says they feel unsafe, plan another route. I'm 100% supportive of that. If you don't feel safe, make yourself feel safe. Go another way. Get an Uber, right? Like, but statistically speaking, Toronto is safe. It is. Bike thievery just seems like a way of life. Not right, just is. I wonder if that was a bike thief we walked by earlier today when the cops, like, when I was live streaming on, like, Shooter. I think it was Shooter. Where was it? Where this cop car came screaming down the street, and it went around a corner, and then two cops, like, jumped out and confronted a guy on a bike. I didn't want to stand there and, like, point the camera at him. Like, to me, this was just like a mind your own business thing. But I wonder if that was a bike theft, or, like, that was my first thought. Like, oh, that dude stole a bike, and these guys are, like, I don't know. But then I was like, Toronto police don't react that quickly to bike thefts. But clearly something happened, and someone called something in on this guy, and the cops, like, went over. I just didn't want to stand there and, like, be the guy pointing the camera while police are trying to do their job. And maybe the guy was innocent, and now I'm making him look like, right? I just didn't want to be that guy. But yeah, clearly something was going on. Nancy says, I'm off to bed. Contractors are coming way too early to do major attic cleaning and adding insulation. Nancy, sweet dreams and have a good night. Novell Cost says it was a donut thief. Mini Zine says bicycle thieves are lame. Yeah, any type of thief is supremely lame. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Unless you're stealing from Walmart, in which case I'll just look the other way. But it's still not right. You shouldn't be doing that. But I'm also not going to care. It's not the same as, like, stealing a bike from a person. All right, Nancy, have a good night. J Bike Hunter, you will get a laugh. It says, our moderator, Estelle, Geelong's Walks. All right, I'll check that channel out, Estelle. Thanks for the tip. Now we're going north up the east side of Yonge Street. Always a very colorful, interesting, and vibrant stretch this is. Doesn't matter the time of day, the weather. Unless we're in, like, the thick of the pandemic, this is always a vibrant walk. And it always makes for a cool video. Novell has had 3 bikes stolen over the years. I'm very fortunate not to have a bike stolen, but I've known many people that have had bikes stolen. Beck says Johnny stumbles on edibles live from Wonderland would be an awesome video. Would I want to advertise myself as being high in Wonderland? And they wouldn't let me, like, live stream on the rides. Like, that would be such a liability. Like, a guy with a phone that's live streaming, like, that could be someone else having a concussion if things go wrong and that thing flies out of your hands. Are you near Eaton's? The Eaton Center is just to the south of me here. We are just north of Yonge and Dundas. What's a good place to get shawarma? I don't know. To me, they're all good. I've never had a bad shawarma, if that makes sense. Maybe do a biking stream covering all Toronto universities in one video. York University and the school formerly known as Ryerson and U of T. I don't think that's going to happen. That's a hell of a live stream. Does Scientology still have an office around here? They have a building around here, north of here, just north of Yonge and Wellesley, but I don't think they have an active office. Have you lived in Midtown Toronto all your life? No, I've lived here. I looked this up in my email. I've lived here since July of 2014. When I took this lease over, this girl that lived here, she'd been here for like 8 years, but she didn't want to give 60 days notice. She just wanted to transfer her lease to someone. So the building management, which was different at the time, told her, as long as you find someone that we would accept as a tenant on their own, you can transfer your lease without 60 days notice. So she put an ad up on Craigslist. I responded. This place was like just over $900 a month back then. in 2014. Like, it's still a really good deal back in 2014. And that's because she had been here for so long and like rent control was in place. So I took over the lease from her, but I've been here since 2014. I also like bought a bunch of furniture and shit off of her too, because she was like, yeah, I've shown this to like 6 people and everybody loves it and everybody wants it. You're the last person I'm going to show it to. And I was like, are you selling anything? She's like, yeah, I'm going to sell the drapes. I want to sell my coffee table. I want to sell the dining table. I want to sell the coffee machine. And I knew, like, okay, you just told me a bunch of other people saw this and they want it, and I'm the last person seeing it. I knew this wasn't a bullshit pressure tactic, because I knew this rent was ridiculous and this location was really good. So I just told her straight up, I will buy all of your shit off of you now, cash. I will give you my full credit report, everything you need to take to the landlord office tonight. I already have it printed in my backpack. I want this apartment. I will even give you like cash right now for all your stuff. If you just like, it's kind of like, imagine if you're dating and you date someone and they're like, oh, I've met 5 other people and they're all awesome and they want to meet me again. And you're just like, you're awesome. I want to meet you again. Like, what do you do? How do you get rid of all those other people? Right? You have to like strong arm them. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, I'm just going to make it impossible for you to say no to me. I'm going to buy all your stuff, even your coffee maker, even the dining table I don't want. I don't care. I just did all of that on the spot. Gave her, I had my credit report because they wanted to see that for the application. And Elisa says wild comparison there, but that's what I did. And literally she was like, yeah, you've got all your ducks in a row, because I knew coming here that if I liked it, I was going to want to pull the trigger. And I just loved it. I'd seen a whole bunch of other apartments. There was nothing even close to this price for this size at this location at that time, even in 2014. So yeah, I did everything I could to secure it. And when I told her I would just buy everything, like it literally cost me like $800, but think of the thousands, like the tens of thousands I have saved since 2014 because I did that. So yeah, that is my story with this apartment. GGNYC says, so passionate for an apartment. It was just so much better than everything else I had seen. I'd been to like 6 other apartments. Yeah, so I pulled out all the stops to secure it, and I did, and I'm still here. All right, Anthony, back to work. Thanks for dropping in, Anthony. Cheers. Yeah, most of the stuff, I have nothing left over that I bought from her. Everything I've gotten rid of, except for the curtain rod. I've replaced the drapes, but I kept the curtain rod because it was already installed, and that would have been like really annoying because you would need like a concrete drill. So I kept the curtain rod, but I've replaced the drapes I bought from her. I replaced all the furniture, the coffee machine I got rid of, everything. And I'm still here. Like, I just knew, like, I want this so bad. I will do anything to get it. And I came prepared. I brought my rental application from the building, already filled out, just hand this in. Brought 2 months, first and last month's rent, already filled out on a check, ready. Like, I was just ready to go. So that was that. Peter A says, hey, Johnny, happy long weekend. Thank you, Peter A. Happy long weekend to you. Bash Brannigan says your apartment is in a great location. It is. I got here when there was just a little bit of construction going on at Yonge and Eglinton. And then it's just been like 8 years or 9 years of like nonstop construction. But I'm still quite happy with it. Upstate New York Bob says, I'm still in my first apartment. Just bought the building from the landlord back in 2010. Awesome. So does that make you the landlord now, Upstate New York Bob? And says, wow, you were definitely prepared. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm such a procrastinator. I'm such a do everything the last second kind of person. But when I really want something, I will do whatever it takes to get it. But congrats to Upstate New York Bob. If I ever need an apartment in Upstate New York, I know who to ask. We got a great landlord up there. Salazar went to both North Toronto and Northern Secondary. Patrick is here. Hello, Patrick. Good evening. The Voodoo says, how many celebrities have you seen and who? I saw Mike Bullard in Carl's Jr. when we had a Carl's Jr., although maybe I'm more well known than Mike Bullard at this point. Does that count? I haven't seen too many. We saw Benedict Cumberbatch when I was live streaming once. I was once in a movie theater and Justin Timberlake was there, like a few rows in front of me. I've seen like people fawning over celebrities in Yorkville, like big crowds gathering, and like I've just never cared to go see who it is. I've seen Stephen A. Smith. I've seen some professional athletes around. I saw Kevin Pillar around. I saw Lyle Overbay once, the Blue Jay in town. I saw Matt Bonner once on the TTC riding the subway. Like, Matt Bonner? Like, I've seen some celebrities, but not too many. I didn't get to see Arnold Schwarzenegger, unfortunately. Marge says even TTC drivers know you. Yeah, that one streetcar driver knew me. Lisa says, I saw Bieber like a month ago. Lisa saw the Biebs and Kevin Costner. Pine Sol bumped into Dana White in Yorkville a while back when he was in town for the Mayweather and McGregor fight. Yeah, they were promoting that at the Molson Amphitheater / Budweiser stage. I remember that. Chris Back is here. Wow, you're live. Hi, Johnny and Mods. My daughter went to school with Justin Bieber. Cool. Lisa saw Drake and get told he couldn't get a table at Nervosa once. Now we are walking through College Park right now. I'm just going to the starting spot of the next video I recorded. Gertej says, did you know that Arnold Schwarzenegger is my #1 actor? No, I did not know that. Pamela Zepp says, haven't heard Mike Bullard's name in a while. You and probably everybody else. Novell Cost talked to Edward Snowden once, but it was via a video conference. Is that true? You got on a video conference with Edward Snowden? All right, I'm being asked if... Anyways. We are about to head out into College Park. Gertej says, let a mod handle it. So the next video after this is going to be a streetcar ride, and that'll be the last one of tonight. Bash Brennigan says, was Mike Bullard a hockey player? Alexa, was Mike Bullard a hockey player? Alexa, shut up. It said yes. If it's talking about the same Mike Bullard, he played from like 1981 to 1992. Can you please show your new apartment? Sorry, I missed it. Pamela, if you go to the Johnny Stumbles channel, there is a apartment tour. I might do an updated one when I get my balcony back. I just have too many e-bikes and like e-scooters lying around all over here. But that's about it. Russell Peters used to get drunk at my house before Famous Times 25 years ago. Great guy. He apparently also knew Lennox Lewis when he was growing up. Yeah, everyone says Russell Peters is like one of the nicest guys. He's also pretty damn funny. Salazar met Keanu Reeves in Yorkville, and when I was going to North Toronto, awesome. He went to school down on the Kingsway. And now I am looking for a seat on the bench where I will sit. I will sit in this bench for like a good 20 minutes before I get up and start recording my next video. This is what I did today. Ali BHG heard Keanu Reeves is super nice. Speaking of which, I need to see, how did John Wick 4 do on Rotten Tomatoes? That's a movie I'm going to have to see. I don't think it's available yet, at least not through legal channels. Come on, phone. Take me to Rotten Tomatoes. How did John Wick 4 do? Because this is like a whole new team taking over, right? I was worried, but it did 94% tomato meter, 93% audience score. Because apparently, like, the writing team is all new. It's not the same people continuing the franchise, but awesome. Looks like they pulled it off. I think Keanu Reeves might be, like, if you think of all the Canadian celebrities, and there's so many, Keanu Reeves might be, like, the best one. I don't know. Sorry, Seth Rogen. But I would... Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, Brendan Fraser. I think I would probably pick Keanu. Christo says, I worked as a concierge at Doug Gilmore's condo when I was in high school. Awesome. Are those the Allbirds in the video? Yes, they are the Allbirds. I'll be switching to the Under Armours pretty soon for recording videos. Yeah, I just put the camera down here. I think I turn it off in a minute. We'll just let this run out. Now see, this says not 100% Canadian. Who is not 100% Canadian? Keanu is. He was born here. Grew up here. Sanjay says Brian Adams. We are looking at, that is the Barbara Ann Scott Ice Trail. So that has cooling elements beneath it to keep it cold when they freeze it over in the winter and turn it into a public skating rink. Michael J. Fox. There is a legendary Canadian actor who had a hilarious appearance in a Curb Your Enthusiasm season. Bill Chow, I liked your apartment, Stuart Giant Strides. You have nice furniture and decor, except your small walk-in closet. My walk-in closet is pretty big for a like a bachelor apartment. Most of these don't even have a bachelor apartment. So after this video, we're gonna play one more video, and then I think we're gonna call it a night. I'm probably gonna do some laundry after this, and then maybe I'll get into my edibles and I'll watch some stupid stuff on TV and start sending some texts to people that I'm gonna regret. Just kidding. Remember those days when you used to do stuff like that? Marge says, is it still full of boxes? Oh, is it ever? If you saw it now. I love Lorena McKennett. She is also a Stratford, Ontario resident. I don't even know who that is, Chris Beck. Gertudge says, how's your gimbal? The gimbal is holding up. It failed last Sunday's stream, but it is holding up now. Is there a live on Sunday? Upstate New York Bob, I'm going to tentatively say yes, but I'm not going to promise. If I don't go live on Sunday, I'll probably go live on like Wednesday or something to make up for it. Anywho, yeah, he says, let's do some comments. Haven't done them in a while. No, we're going to do the last video that I recorded. This one is from a streetcar. That's all I'm going to say. We'll fire that up in a minute. But if you are tuning in tonight, thanks for tuning in. It's not a good stream to watch if you are sick of my voice or don't like my voice or don't like seeing my stupid face. Definitely tune into the other live streams where I talk a little less and we see the city in real time. I'd like to do these every once in a while where we just kind of hang out and chill and shoot the shit, so to speak. And it gives me a way better chance to like interact with you guys in the chat. Like I can literally, when I am out there live streaming, sometimes the chat will be like boop, boop, boop. They'll just go boop. And I'll like miss everything. So I might ask a question. I might respond to someone and I don't have a chance to see your response. Sometimes I miss super chats. Like the super chats come in like a giant color. Like you can't miss this. Somebody just sent you money. Holy shit. Here's a giant blurb. But sometimes I still miss it just because it's like whoop. So I like this because I've got like a giant computer monitor here and I can like see the whole chat and I can like at least read 99% of it. Even if I don't respond to your chat or if I don't acknowledge it, I apologize for that, but I assure you I have read it. Like I'm reading everything. Novell Cost says, oh my God, this job sounds like such a nightmare. I can't even imagine. All right, so let's get the last video on tap playing here. This is from the streetcar, from Little Italy. We're riding the 506 Carlton, looking out of the north side. So we're going to see traffic going in the other direction. That construction equipment you see is, they are installing elevated and separate bike lanes here, which is amazing. Unfortunately, it's just like a little itty bitty stretch of college. Why not the whole damn thing and do Carlton? I don't know. But we'll take it. Baby steps, little victories. This is something that is going to be very expensive and painful to undo should we elect a certain idiot as mayor. So let's be confident that this is a permanent change going in and it's a good thing. Hardjot says, how's your e-scooter doing? It is doing fine. I might do an e-scooter video tomorrow, actually. just kind of feeling it. It's been a while. Saturday is kind of a vibrant day. One of the cool things about the e-scooter is I can cover a lot more ground in like a 40-minute video than I can walking. So I might do that. Anthony says, finally, after so long, you do a transit video. I don't do too many transit videos, but I like to do them every once in a while. Robert Saberwall is here. Hey, Johnny and friends. Hey, Robert, I saw you on Action Kid's live stream. And when I sent Action Kid a super chat and he missed it, Robert kind of pointed that out to him. So thank you, Robert. Alex says Ferris Bueller was funny. Is the move-in e-bike going to get fixed? I'm hoping to get it fixed next week, actually. Liquid S-word, Liquid Sword 29. There's a whole bunch of people. There's like over 100 candidates for mayor. It's kind of nuts. Well, thank you again, Robert. All right, Raja Patel, thank you for tuning in. Have a great long weekend. Enjoy Victoria Day weekend. Marge says, you mentioned the other day you were approached by a sponsor. You never said what for. No, and I won't say what for until anything materializes. And maybe it won't. I don't know. I have a bunch of sponsorship offers, but I almost never take them up on it. But I do have one that they make a pretty cool like cycling accessory that I'm actually stoked to get. So I'm going to be working with them. I just need to get the product and I need to test it and I need to like it. And then I'm going to go through with it if I like it. If I don't like it, I'm just going to tell them I'll send this back. Any plans for a Downsview area video? I did one when I got my vaccine at Downsview Park. I did a video up there. Maybe when there's an event, maybe like Rib Fest, or when something happens up there, I'll go up there and do another one. Diego says, good evening, Johnny. I love your videos. I'm planning to visit Toronto next month. Which neighborhood do you suggest to visit and which one should I avoid? It depends how long you're here for. Generally speaking, the west side of downtown has more to offer. West Queen West is really cool. Parkdale's cool. Pretty much all of Bloor Street West is lined with cool neighborhoods worth visiting. And the east side, you still have the Village and you still have St. Lawrence. Those are worth visiting. Cabbagetown is worth visiting. Leslieville is a really cool neighborhood. The Junction might be cool if you want something off the beaten path. But like Toronto is a city of neighborhoods. There's tons of really awesome neighborhoods. Vivian Johnson, our CEI, says, to BIE you all, OV stars, I have met Gene Autry, Cisco Kid, Roy Rogers. They opened the fair in Lindsay many, many moons ago. I was a boot 7. Vivian Johnson, thank you. A God tier member. She's not just any member. She's a God tier member. She's also a moderator. So she is paying $20 a month to moderate for this channel. Like, could I ask for a better human being? Thank you, Vivian Johnson, for your support. And awesome that you met all those celebrities. Devin's going to play The Sims tonight. Have you heard of Casey Neistat? Yeah. He's like the OG, like, YouTube vlogger. Like, Casey is awesome. And he really put his YouTube channel in the back seat and focused on like his life. And that actually made his content better. Like, slowing down his content actually made it better. And it's kind of more rewarding when he puts out a video instead of just like shitting them out multiple times a week like he did before. Which is kind of what I do. But, you know, that's the nature of the beast when you do walking videos. But yeah. Casey is he's still going strong. Not a lot of people from his era are still going strong, and he is. Vivian says, surprised if anyone remembers them. Christos says Bayview and Avenue. Cool area. I am not aware of Team Trees. The beer is almost empty. Ali says Gene Autry. I don't think we're going to have a second beer. Yeah, we're rolling through. We are right in between Harvard Village and Kensington Market right here. Kensington Market on the south side of College, Harvard Village on the north side of College. to College Park? Have they finished the construction? I started the last video at College Park, actually. No, I believe what they're doing on Yonge Street there is they're adding a second platform to College Station. So I think they're adding like a second exit. They're putting in elevators, but I think they're expanding. They're doing something with the platform. But that's why I thought it was like a water main, but that's why just south of Yonge and College is like blocked off. I have no idea when that is going to complete. Now see this, I miss Factory Direct on College. This whole area used to be like a haven for PC parts and that sort of thing, and Factory Direct was here as well. Canada Computers used to have like 3 stores, now they only have 1. So it was a pretty happening area. Geelong says, nice to have a video in Kensington Market soon once the weather gets warmer. I think I'm going to go on the first pedestrian Sunday of the year. I think that would be the best time to go record Kensington. Shivlin says, and a new subway platform is opening at Eglinton. You know what? Watch tomorrow's video if you want to see something about the expanded subway platform at Eglinton. Yep, they're finally making a college accessible. Finally. So now we are just to the south of here is Chinatown, and there's the Daniels Building, the U of T School of Architecture to the north. That dates back to the 1800s. And we're going to go by a CAMH facility, and then we're mostly going to be going by University of Toronto stuff to the north here. I think Henry was hoping to do that when it goes pedestrian too. Maybe a good collab opportunity. Yeah, the last time I did a video with Henry was actually in and around that area. So maybe we'll do something a little different this time. Maybe. I can't believe College Park is not accessible. Yeah, fortunately, the TTC actually has a plan to make all of their stations accessible, I think, by the end of next year. Castle Frank is being, like, there's just a lot of projects going on. It's something that is way too long. Like, I get it. Like, a lot of really old buildings, they grandfather, so they don't have to be accessible. That's why you'll often go in, like, a restaurant in a building from, like, the 1920s, and the washroom will be like in the basement or on the second floor, and you'll have to go through this sketchy narrow stairwell because bylaws, it's an older building from a certain time, so they're not required to make it accessible just because it's impractical. But anything that's a public service, even I don't care how old it is, like transit is a public service, that should be accessible 100% no matter what the cost. So it's good to see that the TTC is finally getting around to getting the last stragglers that they have upgraded. Canada Computers downtown location is super busy, says Patrick. Yeah, their Yonge and Eglinton location is super busy as well. Have you visited a shroom shop yet? No, I have not. But I've definitely seen them popping up like weeds. Literally, they're like weeds everywhere now. It's like the whole cannabis retail explosion 2.0. Ali says everyone should be able to get to where they need to go 100%. Lisa may have ordered some shroom gummies. Psilocybin gummies? That would be interesting. I have never done psilocybin. I wouldn't do it on a live stream just because technically it's an illegal substance. I might get in trouble. But not legal to do cannabis in your own apartment in Canada. And that's why I do that on some of my streams. Probably on Sunday night. Pamela says, what's a shroom shop? It's basically a dispensary that sells psilocybin products. And they all say for like medical purposes on them, but yeah, right. Estelle says your live stream was great to Brad and Marie. It was great. Very, very well done. The quality was good. And it's personal, right? We got to see a little bit more, like putting a face to a name and a voice and a personality. It was really neat. I hope you guys keep it up and do some more. And I hope it gets some traction and some more people watch. Does anyone know if they're going to introduce a paid toll for the Bayview extension? I have no idea about that. I'll see this as shrooms are magical. So good. I think part of the thinking is like if alcohol is legal, if tobacco is legal, like where do you actually draw that line? And it was pretty clear that cannabis was a silly place to draw that line. I don't know if it makes sense for shrooms to be legal or not, but whatever. I'd still try it. Skinny Little Ape says mushrooms can be used for mental health if done under a psychiatrist. There's a company called Numinous Wellness, and there's another one called Mind Medicine, which are Canadian-based, that actually have approval to go ahead with clinical lab work and do studies and use them in that setting. So hopefully. MHD Zone says Numi. Yes, the stock Numi. It used to be $1. What's it now, like 15 cents? It's either the bargain of a century or it is just buying a lot of a giant bag you're going to hold if you keep buying that stock, right? No one knows. Brad Palmer says it was funny when we watched it back. It's always, I don't watch my stuff back. I don't watch my videos back. I don't watch my streams back. I cringe. Like if I put the stream after the fact, I would be like super cringy. So I don't really do that. Yep, my last collab with CJ Hoyle was on the islands. And now we are heading to College Station. I used to hold Numi, and now I have MDMA. Shay DVT, love the videos from your recent Asia trip. Fingers crossed I get the flight attendant experience someday. Shay from Ontario. I was really lucky, and apparently that is not something any like North American airline would ever do. Like let someone sit in the jump seat, let alone take over like the communication system on the plane. That was really fun, and I should have been a little more grateful to that flight attendant. I was actually acting kind of embarrassed, but he was an awesome friendly guy. Everything we did was his suggestion. He was like the chief, the crew chief of all the flight attendants. And that airline like upgraded me to the front row on the window in an empty row to begin with. So like Pacific Airlines, like awesome, thank you. And then they like saw me with a camera, like, are you a YouTuber? And then the rest is history. Who's Josh says, any upcoming trips planned, Johnny? No, I had a trip flying standby planned for the other week, but unfortunately it was to a part of the world where there was a lot of wildfires. So that was canceled. I thought flying standby might be a neat video. I've never done it before, but I do have a $150 flight credit through Porter, so I'm thinking of cashing that in and taking a flight on Porter somewhere within Canada, somewhere really cheap that I can do for 2 or 3 days, similar to my Montreal trip. So we'll see. Ali says, I assume they know your channel now. Yep, I told them my channel, and I'm sure they saw it. Anyone hear about that volcano planet that was discovered recently by Canadian astronomers, by the way? By Canadian astronomers. Alex might be doing the same thing to Montreal this summer. Yeah, Montreal's an awesome city. Definitely worth visiting. It's especially if you're like making videos and content. Now see, this says Halifax trip. I'm going to go where is cheap. That's where I'm going to go. Johnny, you going to do a fireworks cast on Monday? Probably not. Monday feels like a relax, hang it at home day. I don't know. Probably not. Maybe on Canada Day I'll do one. Have you heard of the Diamond Planet? No. Is there a cubic zirconia planet as well? Positive Good Life says Halifax is good. Alex hasn't even been on a plane yet. You know what? When I was 27, I had been on like less than 10 planes my whole life. From 27 to 42, I've been on like well over 100. So once you start going places, you're gonna get kind of hooked on it. It's pretty fun. LAB says, I'm like 123. Thank you, LAB, and thanks for the reminder. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button, and all that fun stuff. Chris Back says the Maritimers will make you feel at home. I bet Newfoundland might even be more welcoming, right? Like a trip to St. John or St. John's, one of the two, right? Which one is it? I think that would be really cool. A mushroom milkshake. What on earth is that? Estelle loves planes. You should meet up with Quad Mods. He's the same person running the Ryan Rides channel. Oh, he has morphed into Quad Mods. I'm going to copy and paste that and check his... I wonder what happened to him. I wonder what happened to Ryan Rides. All the videos on that channel disappeared. I'm going to check that out. Bill Chow says the WestJet pilots are on strike now. Yeah. I read about that a few weeks ago, actually. Alex says wanted to fly for a really long time. Looks like it'll be happening this year. Sure, it may be domestically, but it's still an experience. You know what? Start with Porter. Go to Billy Bishop Airport. Fantastic airline. That'll be a fantastic experience. It'll get you ready and into it, and then maybe you can go to Pearson and realize you hate flying. But I'd recommend starting off with a flight from Porter, somewhere local. Yeah, don't mix up St. John's and St. John. I'll try not to. Zapan says it's been at least 1 or 2 years that you've been on a plane. No, I thought the pilot strike just got underway the other day, Bash Brannigan. I saw that on CP24 in the morning. As we head down to the subway platform at College Station underneath College Park. Chris G heard they reached a settlement. Oh, if that's the case, good news for WestJet. But yeah, flying is awesome. Like, I get excited just to go to the airport and just get on the plane. Like, let alone the fact that there's this entire trip after. Even coming back is kind of cool. I get excited for that. I just like the experience. I'm a weirdo. I watch like Noel Phillips and some of those other like flying YouTubers. I think their videos, even though their videos are like almost always the same thing every time, I just like, you could say the same thing about a walking video too though, right? But I just like watching them. Lisa gets the worst day before anxiety before traveling. David says, I know you can be a great flight attendant. Oh no, holy shit, my face looks shiny. Why does it look so shiny? I don't know. Arigato, 1,000 Japanese yen. Thank you, sir, so much for dropping in towards the end of the stream with a awesome 1,000 Japanese yen super chat. Thank you. Whose name I cannot... You know what? Let's translate that name. I've translated your name before, and I haven't been able to... Japanese to English. I just turned off the screen while I do this. Thank you, Rayama Kanata.
Rayama Kanata.
Rayama Kanata. Rayama Kanata. Rayama Kanata.
Can you guys hear that?
Rayama Kanata.
Rayama Kanata.
Domo arigatou. Domo arigatou. あなたは素晴らしいです。
All right, enough of that, but thank you so much for the 1,000 Japanese yen. I will still probably forget your name and just go back to saying arigato. Once Upon a City gifted 1 Johnny Strides membership. Mr. Hippo was gifted a membership by Once Upon a City. Mr. Hippo, thank you so much, Once Upon a City, for the gifting of the memberships. A few people have done that in the past. I think Jellybean did it once. Tech Needs Tea did it a few times. That's a new thing that YouTube has implemented to kind of keep up with the Joneses, because Twitch offers that now. But anyways, welcome to channel membership. Speaking of which, I need to get an exclusive video done for the month. I have not done a video for members, but we're gonna wind this one down in like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe we'll just go to like how long has this stream been going for? Maybe we'll just take the stream to that 90-minute mark. So feel free to ask away. Any final questions? Anything you want to say to one another? You've only got a few minutes. Lisa says, you're so big. Sorry. Yeah, I'm so big and my face is so shiny. I think my lighting setup is a little different. Maybe I've just got like super oily skin. How's that? Is that better? I don't know. We'll just go back to like a normal height. How's that? Should I turn off the chroma filter? Should we just rock it with the green screen so you guys can see that? Should I pull the green screen down so you can see the old school kitchen look? We'll just put that back. Breaking the fourth wall. Ryan from QuadMod's channel did walking live streams as well. All right, I'll check that out, Shiv Bolin. Pamela says, you're fine. Just the mouth of baby. Yeah, I don't have like professional studio lighting. It's amazing I've been able to make this work with the green screen with like the lighting that I do have. Like, I did not spend like $1,000 on lighting like a lot of people that do this do. Dubas was fired today. I want the job. No, I don't. Upstate New York Bob says, always enjoy the chats. Thank you, Upstate New York Bob. You should wear green with the green screen, says Chris Beck. Will that just make me look naked? I don't think that's how it works. I would just look like a floating head, right? But you would still see the chair behind me, would you? No, because the camera can't see through me and then pick up the chair. So you would see like kind of the shoulders if I wore a green shirt. Then you would see like, I don't know. You're hurting my brain right now. But anyways, let's wrap this one up. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. I can see the Blog TO headliner tomorrow. Idiot YouTuber ponders if green t-shirt will make him appear naked. No. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, for your support. Thanks to those who sent super chats. Thank you for just hanging out. It was a fun chat. We have over 200 of you still, which is awesome. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Jennifer Gala, thank you for sending me that article. I will read it later tonight. But I'm going to go do some laundry. Doesn't that sound sexy for a Friday night? What are you doing on Friday night? You getting lucky? No. I'm doing some laundry after I just had a beer alone. And then I'm probably going to watch something really stupid on TV. Maybe pop an edible. I don't know. Yeah, that's my life. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Channel members, Patreon supporters, just subscribers and everyone else. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I will probably not stream tomorrow. Maybe Sunday night on the Johnny Stumbles channel. Happy Victoria Day long weekend, everyone. And I will catch you in the next one. I keep looking over there because I have a laptop with a touch screen, and that's how I end the stream. Yoink.